Hey everybody, it's me, Remy, the comic book poster, and I got an envelope in the mail today. It's a very ominous envelope. I've never seen a gray manila envelope in the mail, but that could mean only one thing. I got my copy of Gray, the manga that is written in the style of a comic from Kris Hornett and the rest of their creative team, in the mail. If you've not paid attention to anything that I've done, I got to preview a PDF of Gray. I did an interview with Kris. I've been following everything that the team has put up on their website, thegrayroom.org, to follow the book, and I was very excited the day that pre-orders opened, a little while ago, to throw my name at the top of the list, because I knew from the passion and energy that I got in the conversations with Kris to all of the stuff that they put up on their website, that even if I'm not the world's biggest manga reader, they were striking gold, that they were working with something quite magical in their universe, and I wanted to get it. And then when I got to preview the PDF, my mind was blown away, that I think it's an awesome story, that regardless of whether or not you're a fan of comics or manga, that you should get into. Here's what chapter 1 of Gray looks like. Thank you. I've got a very nice letter from Kris thanking me for all of the support. Thank you. If I didn't think that you were doing an amazing job, then I wouldn't support it, right? That I wouldn't blow false smoke. I wouldn't lead you on. But I think y'all are doing something that's really, really good. Now, in looking at it, the back says, I got a little thank you gift since I was one of the first 100 people to order or pre-order my book at thegrayroom.org. There's a little something extra on the inside, so I'm going to very carefully take the book out and not get it caught. So before we even look at the book, I have a nice little gray themed bookmark, which will be nice, especially when I start traveling with books again. If I got to get to a stopping point, I will definitely rock a bookmark instead of the old me, which would be the dog-eared pages. If I started doing that in any of my comics or graphic novels, or now in my copy of Gray, I would whoop my own ass. And a sticker. And I don't want to go into too much depth as to what this is, because it will there are two reasons. It will kind of spoil some of the things that happen at the end of the first chapter. But the second is, I don't know, right? That you've seen some of this artwork revealed on the website. You've seen images of this, and it pops up in the book, but we truly don't know the symbolism of what this is. We don't know whether or not it's fully good or bad, right? But this is going to be kind of a key element in the story, and I know it's going to be something that I definitely throw on the back of my laptop. This is going to be prominently displayed over something else on the back of the book. So we've seen the cover before. The cover has been out in the wild for quite some time. Now, when they posted on the website that it's created in the manga style, but it's a comic book, part of me was, still expecting something. Most of the manga that I've seen are more of those traditional kinds of book sizes. So if I grab a copy of, a comic that I've got sitting here on my pile, right, it's the exact same size as a comic. So there they are, right? Identical size. So I like that because it will fit in with the rest of my collection. And, if you're not really a manga reader, right, and you're transitioning from comics into manga, it's got a good feel. The cover is nice. I've talked about in reviews before how I love a good cardstock cover, right? And you get some good weight and heft to the book. I don't feel like, if I hold it the wrong way, it's gonna crumble to pieces, right? It's good. It's got a nice little signature in there. Thank you for that, Kris. Now, in kind of flipping through it, I want to see if some of it pops as much as segments from the review do, right? And one of the images that I put in the review is from this very first panel that has post-apocalyptic skyscape or cityscape. And you can see that it pops as well there as it did digitally when I got to see it. And going through, right, it's got some of the same little notes, the same kind of little sound effects that I think I really like manga in a bigger page kind of setting, right? That it lets me kind of look at some of the details of each and every single piece of art. The sticker I showed you, I'm going to try and hide the rest of the context of this, and if I can't, guess what? I'm going to fix it in post and blur it, but there's item that we see on the sticker that was in the back, so that was pretty awesome. I like flipping through it. It's equally as haunting. The art is equally as stunning. You know, the map that is you know, he posted on Twitter. There's the world of Keteyama, all displayed in its graphic glory. So it looks beautiful on paper. I'm very, very excited to have been able to preview this book, to kind of ride some of the wave of Kris's excitement throughout the production of this book. And if you don't order it, you're gonna miss out. And I will tell all of you that like comics, like manga, like whatever you like, this is something that you want to read, that I think Kris and the rest of the crew have one hell of an interesting story to tell. The first chapter, Hello Winter, is very exciting, and it does a lot to pique interest and kind of get your adrenaline rushing with all of the action that happens in just the very first chapter. So I'm very excited to be along for the rest of the ride. So for Kris, thank you for this. I'm very excited to add it to my collection, that I think I might have to buy a lovely little stand and put a copy up here on one of my shelves so I can just kind of stare at how awesome it is. But for the rest of you, go order this book. Go to thegrayroom.org. The book is released on July 10th, and it's fantastic. It's fascinating. It's all kinds of good F words. It's fun. And I'm going to try not to swear. I don't know if I did or not already, but you should pick up this freaking book. So as always, thanks for stopping by, and have a good one.